Before we get to the movie, I have a viewer comment. Luke Majward. I never liked the whole before we get to the movie way of starting the video. It feels very forced compared to the cold opens you used to do. Thank you for your input, Luke. The reason I do this, and I know it confused you when I first started doing it too, I do it for the benefit of new viewers. If someone's watching our show for the first time, they think it's going to be about the Spice Girls, and it comes on and we're talking about Orson Welles, that might be confusing. So I want to make it clear that it's a cold open, and it's like a pre-show thing that happens. So that's why I do it.
That's what we do now.
And sometimes he says things twice, like that.
Like that Johnson and,
I'm going to go get the papers,
Yeah.
I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode, I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. It's April, and April has a theme.
Oh, does it now?
The theme is spies. Now, the most popular movie spy of all time is James Bond, but you're not going to be seeing him here in April. When James Bond became an international sensation in the 60s, it spawned a lot of knockoffs, such as The Man from U.N.C.L.E., Modesty Blaze, Get Smart, Matt Helm, and, of course, our man Flint.
Ah!
Released in 1966, OMF was directed by Daniel Mann and stars James Coburn, Lee J. Cobb, and basement alum Gila Golan, who you may recall mumbling her way through the Valley of Gwangi. There is also an uncredited actor in this who would go on to famously portray Mr. Whipple in a series of popular Charmin TV ads. And there is an Australian actor named Michael St. Clair who plays a character in this movie named Hans Gruber.
Well, yippee-ki-yay.
Have you seen any of the Flint movies?
No, I haven't. Nor have I been to Flint, Michigan. I've never started a fire using flint and steel.
Okay.
I've shot a flintlock rifle.
Okay, so
Yeah.
not a complete Flint virgin.
That's correct.
When you're a secret agent, every day can be a struggle for survival. And so I hope this gift will help you to do that.
Oh. Well then, it's a survival kit.
I don't know what you need to survive. You're going to have to fill that yourself.
It'll be my clutch purse.
Well, drive your vintage sports car on over to the old leather couch and don't forget to bring the microfilm because we'll be watching the 60s spy spoof, Our Man Flint.
Scooby-doo-boo-doo-doo-da-ba-da-boo. And buddy. Ah.
Storms, volcanoes, a submarine. Somewhere in the ocean, a submarine farts.
Turns out that all of these natural disasters are man-made disasters. They're being controlled by these people who go around in a submarine and control things.
This is Cramden. He is the leader of the Zonal Organization of World International Espionage, or ZOWI. It's the mid-60s, folks.
Our team of agents has them cornered at any second. It was a trap.
Admiral Akbar failed to warn us.
They know every move we make.
They know every breath we take. They're watching us!
Our computer will give us the ideal man.
The computer has only one answer.
Derek Flint.
Cramden doesn't want Derek Flint on this mission, but the rest of the world does.
Yes, sir. Very good, sir.
That was Lyndon Johnson. His mouth was full of dinner, and he said he wants Derek Flint.
Squiggly girls! Wiggly girls!
Look at those ladies. Flint is in his personal dojo practicing martial arts.
Norris!
I learned these martial arts from a white man in yellowface. This guy comes in, Flint already knows what he's going to ask him, and he says, nah.
What do you mean he said no?
But I sent General Hawkins himself, sir.
Screaming General Hawkins.
He tried to put a spell on him, but it didn't work.
You know the nice thing about so many of our jokes, they would have worked back then, too.
Yeah.
Finally, Cramden goes himself.
Woof! There's two of us. We want double the sausages.
Flint?
Thank you for translating.
Thank you, Caesar.
Veni, vidi, arf, arf.
Perhaps nudes aren't your dish of tea.
Perhaps this is your cup of dish.
I had lunch 2 hours ago.
several dishes of tea. It was a weird lunch. Flint is there with his 4 lady friends. He doesn't want this mission.
You're still the same old selfish, arrogant sick.
Sir, you're getting edgy.
Don't tell me. Later.
Gator! Weather comes to the Pentagon. Flint takes his ladies out to a nightclub. Oh god, these outfits, they're awful.
Yeah. I imagine there's attractive women under them somewhere.
What he doesn't know is that there is a woman and a scary-looking bald man behind the curtain, and they are going to get him. They've got a little dart, and it's probably got poison on it.
And then you just carry the dart over to him and get him. Hold it firmly in your tweezers until you make contact.
They kidnap the harpist. This woman replaces her. She launches that dart at Flint. It's poisoned all right, and Flint takes the poison out of the man's arm. And now, Flint is on board.
I'll do your job for you, Cramden, because I saved your life.
But first, he has to stop his own heart. This is something that he does because... why not? Light as a feather, stiff as a flint. But his fancy little watch starts it back up again. Cramden's got codes for Flint. Flint says, I got my own code. Cramden's got gadgets for him. Flint says, I got my own gadgets.
This has 82 different functions. 83 if you wish to light a cigar.
84 if you wish to light a cigarette. I have my watch. All of these functions. These are the only gadgets I need.
Damn it, man, these are the most subtle.
Well, he's no good at jazz hands. Help me! Help me! Cramden's got assistants for me. He said, I don't need any people. I'm on my own. I got my gadgets. I got my codes. I'm Flint. I even have my own plane. Clue. They examined the dart.
There were traces of garlic, saffron, and fennel on the feather.
Oh, I'm delicious. Flint, being an expert gourmet man, knows that those are the ingredients for bouillabaisse.
He's using soup reasoning to figure out where the bad guys are.
This assassin must have come from Marseille. Marseille. Marseille?
Marseille.
Marseille? Marseille.
Marseille.
Marseille. Versailles. Marseille?
Marseille.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I don't know where he went. Flint goes to France. He tries all the bouillabaisse in town.
He's got such a fine palate. He can figure this out.
Oh, hello. Hi. Hi there. Hello. I've got a sudden craving for, bouillabaisse.
A harmless jar of cream. Someone in this den of thieves stole it and examined it.
That's that famous Gila Golan diction that we've experienced before. The mystery woman's goon goes into the restroom after Flint.
Hans Gruber, Hitler Youth Movement, escaped during the Nuremberg trials.
You stole those bearer bonds from that building.
They fight in the bathroom stall.
Oh, Mr. Whipple would be very upset by this scene. Very upset. Flint dispatches the goon. Flint puts on a disguise because he knows that Gruber's whoever is out there laying in wait for him. He finds this thing. He clears out the bar in this kind of racist way. Figures out that this thing is a bomb. He detonates the bomb, and he's safe. So he detects traces of cold cream on this bomb.
Freaking dicky, psychedelic.
Rome? What the hell is he going to Rome for?
The gelato, obviously. He finds a cold cream shop, and it's this woman, the bad woman. Her name is Gila. She and Flint hit it off.
You are prepared to take some risks, no?
I've placed her accent.
Yeah?
It's Franco-Litho-German-Russian. He goes back to her room later that night. God damn it, he's already hitting it? Oh, Flint is smooth.
And he knows that she's tried to kill him twice.
Yeah, right. And they make with the sexy time. Zip. Agada. I'm done. James Coburn's got bird legs. Joke's on him. I faked his orgasm. Flint goes back to the beauty shop. There's a safe there. Oh, I bet there's clues in that safe. So he cracks the safe because he's an expert safe cracker. And these guys run in and they trap him in the safe. The safe is on wheels. They tow it out of the building.
There's a distinguished Englishman who plots along with Gila.
Flint gets out of the safe.
Flint overhears that his 4 girlfriends have all been kidnapped by the bad guys.
Oh, no, but wait, not the mirror world. And he finds this map to a place called Galaxy Island. But how's he going to get there? Luckily, he can stop his own heart. Oh, he looks so sweet and peaceful. He looks like a little angel when he sleeps like that.
He's dead.
So they put him in a coffin, and they send pictures back to Cramden saying, your man Flint is not a man anymore. He is your corpse, Flint. All of the television broadcasts are interrupted, and it's these 3 scientists, and they say, we've been causing all this weather. We 3 nerds now control the Earth.
Through the inducement of regulated tremors along the established fissures in the Earth's crust.
The inducement of regulated tremors is what I call making love to a lady. We're going to detonate these 3 volcanoes. 3, 2, 1, boom, boom, boom. We want the Earth to be peaceful.
You will give orders to destroy all your nuclear weapons, your aircraft, and your navies.
You have 1 hour to comply. So Flint's fancy watch restarts his heart, and he now is on Galaxy Island. And there's all these beautiful bikini people wandering around.
The Illuminatis.
Flint is attacked by an eagle. Oh, you vicious symbol of democracy, get off me!
He's been trained to recognize and attack Americans.
Turns out you're a spy.
Anti-American eagle. It's diabolical.
It's Diabeagle. Main drill megathrust, that's what I call making love to a lady. He encounters the 3 scientists. Dr. Krupoff.
This is Dr. Wu and Dr. Schneider.
They call me Dr. Wu. Good morning, how are you? I'm Dr. Wu. I'm not Doctor Who. That's a different doctor.
We want to bring about world peace. We'll make everything perfect in the world. We can make it rain in the desert.
And then there's Malcolm Rodney. He seems to be the man who's maybe controlling everything. I'm not sure.
That you have come this far is a great tribute.
Well, thank you.
I would say it's more of a tribute to Gila.
Tequila!
Malcolm says that Gila's performance has been very disappointing. She's failed time and time again. It's time for her to go to preparation. They want Flint to join Galaxy as their agent. Not interested, fellas.
I came to Galaxy not to join the organization, but to destroy it.
Well, speaking of destruction, we're going to take you to the
Electrofragmentizer.
And that doesn't sound good, does it?
You're a foolish man, Mr. Flint.
Mr. Grinch.
Yep, that's an electrofragmentizer, all right. I know him when I see him. The electrofragmentizer does all kinds of electrofragmentizing, to objects as well as people, and Flint escapes from that. Flint's ladies have been brought to Galaxy Island, and they've been brainwashed to be these pleasure units in this pleasure palace. And they're doing the same to Gila.
Ah, Mr. Whipple. Flint knocks out Mr. Whipple.
Please don't squeeze the me! All he needs to do is whisper in her ear and say,
I am not a pleasure unit.
and that's all it takes. But Gila pretends to be a pleasure unit anyway.
I'm a good person deep down. I'm going to help you, Flint. I've got to find my friends. Let's go into the orgy room.
This is called royalty-free a-go-go.
Yeah. He goes around, finds every single one of his girlfriends.
He whispers the magic words.
To me, Anna, you're not a pleasure unit. Now listen, girl.
You're all not pleasure units, but at the end of the movie, we're all going back to my place, and you're all going to live there and take care of me. Including giving me pleasure to my unit.
I just figured out this color scheme. Tommy Hilfiger. Flint finds the communication room.
Oh, Yoko Ono.
I recognize those boopadoops. And he says he's still alive. The president doesn't have to make his address where he turns over all of the world to these scientists.
Tell the president to solve, because in about 5 minutes, I'm going to have this entire place blowed up.
He wrecks this thing. He turns these things. Steam is everywhere. They can't catch him.
Look, there's no more destruction past that. You know where he is.
Malcolm Rodney shows up. And this happens.
Oh.
Whoa.
He's wearing a freaking gauntlet.
We got to talk about the glove. The scientists beg Flint. They say, please, we're only trying to make the world peaceful. Don't destroy our work.
Ours would be a perfect world. Why?
Because it's your idea of perfection, gentlemen, not mine.
I like things sloppy. I like being at war with the Ruskies.
Everything blows up. Flint and the ladies have got to get out. There's this waterfall and all of these empty barrels that Cold Cream used to be in. We're gonna Bilbo Baggins this thing, ladies. So he puts each lady in a barrel and sends her tumbling over the waterfall, Niagara Falls style.
Lower a boat. Aye, aye, sir.
Laura Boat. That is my wife's name. And he's about to do the same, but suddenly the waterfall dries up. Well, what is Flint, expert diver, supposed to do now? They're picked up by the Navy. Everyone's safe.
And look, everything's blowing up.
He's getting all the kisses. Resume pleasure unit status. From everyone, including Gila.
I am now ranking Sister Bride.
Because he's saved the world. What else would you expect from our man Flint? Our man Flint.
Yes.
What a man.
What a man. What a mighty, mighty good man. You know what he could do?
Everything.
He could fence, karate fight. He was a lover. He was a polyglot. He was a connoisseur of soups.
I really like this movie.
I did too.
It was a lot less silly than I thought it was going to be. It was a lot less cheap.
I was surprised that it was funny and exciting and clever.
It was more of a spy movie than a comedy. I expected the opposite. It was a lot less misogynist than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, it was not lacking.
Flint and his ladies seem to have a nice home life together.
There is the "you're not a pleasure unit" mantra that goes through it,
Yeah.
even though you can find it somewhat hypocritical. It would have been really nice if in the final battle, he finally has a team assembled. They could have all been doing things during that final battle scene.
Flint is a lot less macho than Bond, Connery's Bond. He's a lot more capable. He's a lot cooler in a lot of ways.
He's capable, but he's so capable it is cartoonish. What do we need for this scene? We'll give him that ability.
I wonder in the second movie if we see Flint fail. That would be interesting. Like he tries to do something and he can't do it. Or something comes up and he's like, that's out of my pay grade. I can't do it.
I'm sorry. I know Cantonese. I don't know Mandarin. As for the villains, the three scientists are all straight up good guys doing horrible, horrible things. Their motivations are entirely pure. I'm surprised they did that back in the 60s because I don't know if you've been watching action movies for the last 10 or 15 years. That always tends to be how the villains are. They're all trying to stop climate change and they are going to destroy the world in doing it.
They're hijacking the world as a means to that end.
Great joke, the Schneider-Wu joke.
But it wasn't played as a joke. Because the joke would be like, I'm Dr. Schneider, and I'm Dr. Wu, and then you see Coburn go like, huh? Yeah, but they didn't do that. That's what I'm saying. It was more like a spy movie than a comedy for me.
If you want a subtle, broad comedy, who do you hire? How about one of the most intense dramatic actors of the 1950s, and they bring in Lee J. Cobb.
He could have easily been a clown. He could have been like the guy who plays Dreyfus in the Pink Panther movies.
Oh, yeah.
He could have been that guy. He brought everything to that role that should have been there.
Yeah. It's nice to see him smile in a movie. You never see Lee J. Cobb smile.
Now, I want to talk about this glove. Malcolm Rodney is really a peripheral character throughout the whole thing. We never get a sense of his position in this organization.
Yeah.
He sort of shows up in the middle of the movie and he's suddenly just there. He gets in a scrap with Flint and suddenly he has this glove.
Yes.
And the glove can smash stones. It was just weird.
I think that's a James Bond joke too. Odd Job has a hat that's made out of razor blades that can slice off statues' heads.
These weapons are introduced at some point, and then they come back. It's like having a callback.
Yeah.
But he just suddenly has it. He uses it once, and then it's gone.
That actor, I don't know his name, but he's been on the show before. Way back in season 1, he was in the Megaforce episode. And watching him in this, I see an actor who probably spent decades looking at Michael Caine with resentment. What is it Michael Caine has? I have a proper English voice.
I can blow the bloody jaws off.
Yes. Coburn does a lot of his own stunts.
That fight scene with the guards is amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of the best fight scenes I've seen in a long time. And Coburn obviously put in the physical work into doing this role. Gila Golan. She's lovely. But Hollywood in 66 is full of really attractive actresses who are capable of speaking.
Do you want to go on deck?
Oh no, why force them to turn off the water for?
Again, my thoughts exactly, whatever it is you just said.
I would say we would need to find a Gila Golan movie in her original language.
Whatever that language is.
I wasn't expecting a poop joke.
Basically, they do that scene in Austin Powers. They do the exact same scene. And it's a lot more scatological. And this one is better. Our man Flint has flinted on off back to wherever he came from. And now it's time for us to go and experience Seen It.
Seen It!
Caitlin Scott writes Antonia's line. Seen It.
Not seen it, I don't think.
This is a Dogma 95 movie.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be Thomas Vinterberg. I don't know. It might not even be a Dogma movie, but I think it's by one of those filmmakers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm off to a great start here, but I have seen the movie, I promise. I can look it up real quick. Didn't even get the right gender. Marlene Goris. It's Dutch.
Dutch?
It's about this woman, Antonia, who's like the matriarch of this family. And it traces kind of the long history of this family and all of the good and bad things that happen to them, and the bad things are very bad.
Miss Samane writes, could you do the honors of watching The Most Dangerous Game, 1932? There's a charming alcoholic character worthy of some baseman mocking. Seen it.
Seen it. This movie is a pulp story on your screen. It's super short. Mm-hmm. It's tight. It's pulpy. It's just a lot of fun.
Joel McCrea in it. Fay Ray at the other movie she did. Two people who get stranded on an island run by an eccentric rich man, played by Leslie Banks, and he likes to hunt humans.
So, they are the most dangerous game.
You know what happened to his face? Half of it was just torn off during World War I.
Oh my God.
It was reapplied. One half of his face is handsome and striking, and the other half just looks like things have been twisted. He doesn't need to do anything to be powerful on screen, but he's still a very, very compelling actor.
Matt Fitzwater, Albert Brooks' Defending Your Life, a sublime comedy that also builds such a beautifully simple afterlife. I think it may be one of my favorite of Brooks' films. Seen It.
Seen it!
This is about a man who dies. He goes to heaven and he has to prove that he led a useful life. If he can do it, he goes to heaven. If not,
he has to go back to being just a normal human. Clever take on what the afterlife might be.
The one scene I remember, and I wish I remembered a better scene. Brooks is in a restaurant in this paradise waiting room,
mm-hmm.
and the waiter is there, and he's this Italian man, and he's like, "Do you like pie? I'm gonna send you home with some pies." And he gives him a stack of 12 pies, and he gets so embarrassed about those
mm-hmm. pies. And
I'm just watching that and thinking, it's stupid.
I was gonna say the spaghetti scene, which is the exact same scene where he gets embarrassed because his date, Meryl Streep, at the height of her beautifulness, she's got spaghetti or linguine that's just an endless strand, and she's laughing and slurping it up, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm thinking, you have to go back to Earth.
Yeah.
You don't qualify yet.
You gotta have fun.
Gotta
have fun with the lady.
Zach Ryan writes, have you seen Weird, the Al Yankovic story? I loved every minute of this movie. All the jokes had me laughing out loud, even on a second viewing. Seen it.
I think I saw half of it.
Oh.
I intended to go back to it.
Yeah?
But I didn't make it.
Why didn't you go back to this?
Because I didn't laugh once.
Really?
I'm watching this, and I'm, of course, recognizing the comedy, how silly it is for Dr. Demento to have this elaborate pool party. Yes, that's humor. I get it.
Pool party scene. You didn't like the pool party scene?
I just didn't laugh.
Yeah?
It didn't make me laugh. Nothing made me laugh. And also, I was interested to find out that it was a Funny or Die production, because
mm-hmm.
I didn't think Funny or Die was still around. But it had it felt like a Funny or Die sketch. It had that same kind of cheap quality to it.
This is, I think, the first time Madonna has appeared as a character in a movie. And I love the fact that they made her into a villain. She is the most charming villain in the world.
Yeah, that was very clever.
Yeah.
It was. I thought it was amusing that they made this big deal about how Eat It was written before Beat It. That's funny. But I didn't laugh. There is a somewhat perfect world that you can go to, and that's our website, welcometothebasementshow.com. All of our episodes are there. Every single one of them is there. And there are PayPal donation buttons that you can click on to make a one-time or rolling monthly donation to support our show. Please consider supporting this show if you like watching it. We have a donation here from Mason, who says, "Hi, Matt and Craig. Just wanted to say I've been watching Blame Society since the Monopoly episode of Beer and Board Games, and I just wanted to say thanks for all the endless laughs and entertainment. Thumb kiss. Right back at you, bud." If you want more Craig and Matt chat, you can tune into Unboxing, which comes out this coming Friday. Mail opening, word talking, it's all there. And right now, you can go ahead and take a look at this. What are you doing?
Wrote something down.
You're making noise.
You are too. You're making ba-dup-up noise.
Yeah, I was trying to do that for this.